Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what.
Alright, good morning people. We're starting with the drive-in video. Puppies are chilling, chewing on their treats, coming into day 2. Gonna do our best here. Obviously, most tournaments, if you started the second day with 10 big bets, you'd be like excited about it. This one, because you start with so many chips, feels like you got work to do, but I'm here to do it. Anyway, I noticed last night I was scrolling Twitter, which I rarely do. I haven't been on social media like at all this entire World Series. I noticed my man Phil Hellmuth tweeted something about the Player of the Year race, and I was like, bro, I've been talking about this for years. Where you been? So he doesn't like the way that the point system works. And if you want to look for it, there's you can read this right here somewhere. I don't know. Put it up. I made a proposal in 2018, which I think would improve the quality of it. My original proposal was like, only count the 8 best caches that a player has. Okay, maybe because there's so many events now, you expand that to 10 or 12. Whatever, doesn't matter. You don't want to make the main event like weigh too heavily, because then someone who wins that just automatically wins. The other thing I would do, a couple things, was like devalue min caches, increase, and some of that stuff's already been done. Increase, final table finishes and stuff like that, which is sort of been done. And the other thing I had in there was like must win a bracelet in order to win Player of the Year. A few things there, but yeah, I've been on that train for a while. I don't think, a lot of people might say, oh no, they don't want to limit the caches because it'll stop people from playing events, and they chase, and that I don't think is true. I really don't, knowing them. Like I don't think they saw what happened in Rosvedov a couple years ago when me, Sean, and Robert Campbell were all vying for Player of the Year, and we're all dropping stacks and rebuying like crazy, and it's just so stupid, like not even playing a PLO event, but like max relate regging, doubling up, and then blinding off to get points. That's not the spirit of the Player of the Year, and people shouldn't have to chase that down the end. It should be, I don't know, a better system, but whatever. Anyway, that's that. Last night, as you saw, I was very frustrated. It's that point of the World Series of Poker, about a month in, where every little card that comes off that hurts you. So I did also, off topic, I went over that PLO pot. I played with Randy. I did some sims and stuff. And actually, so if he had just the pair and the straight draw, it's pretty much a coin flip. So if that's the case, then in that case I'm forced to call, because I'm getting 2-1. Pretty close, yeah, right around 2-1 on about a coin flip situation. However, if he has the 8-5 or better, like the 8-5 alone, I'd be a 3-1 dog. So that would be like a bad call. So when you formulate the entirety of the range, it's probably pretty close either way. And in a tournament like this with so much play, then I feel like I have an edge in a lot of the other games. Lends itself towards a fold. Having said that, I still think that I should have bet smaller on the flop. I bet pot, thinking that, I don't know, I didn't think well enough, but I could have bet like 35K or even less, and then maybe called the raise because it would be smaller, right? And now see what turns, right? So, because there were some turn cards where like I could pick up equity too. Like I had 3 spades, I had 8-10 jack, which is a thing, Having said that, Brad said he folded 10 jack queen king, which seemed reasonable, right? He had 10 jack queen king. So when he folds that, I know this is kind of like complicated nerdy talk, that's those are 4 cards that Randy will not need. So it increases the juice in the deck for him, right? So those are 4 dead cards for him, but it increases the chances that one of the cards that he does need comes. Of course, if he has a set, which is possible but unlikely, then we're completely screwed. So against that entirety of that range, if it was a cash game, 100% calling, but because it's the 50K, we took the safer route. But all right, today we're going for it. 77K prediction. By the end of the first level, we are going to have 210K. Okay, 210K. Putting that out there into the universe. End of first level, 210K. End of second level, 415K. All right, let's do that. Make this like chia pet style. Make it grow, make it grow. Look a little more like this. Timofey, True Teller, joins us for the party. Scott Seaver, guy I beat every single pot I've ever played in my life. That's the opposite of that. Yeah, you know everyone has somebody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been playing 20 years.
Yeah.
You're my guy.
Yeah,
it's
everyone
okay.
has somebody.
It's
My
okay.
guy's Bryn Kenny.
Bryn, you just never beat him a pot.
I haven't beat him in 15 years.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know.
Everyone has a guy.
Yeah, and it's you feel like when you're in a pot with that person, you're like, oh my God, please don't do it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna be careful with you, but I won't though.
I understand. That's the problem.
What are we playing? Is it No Limit Hold'em?
I have no idea.
Okay, good. All in a massive pot.
Yeah,
120K. Single draw, deuce to 7. We're Pat. They both called the all in and are both throwing 1.
There.
Oh, baby. Back in action. All right, if you're playing in a 6-handed tournament, these are the correct seats. That's the 6, there's the 5, there's the 4, the 1, the 2. Excellent. Good job. Good job over here. Everybody doing well. Anybody who slants over there is getting pushed off by me. So that's the rules. You're in the right seat or you're not. The guy's always sitting over there in the middle. It drives me crazy. Can't take it. All right, calling that a good start is an understatement. We got 360,000. Won that big triple. The big triple. Raise 4,500. Call. I'm in the big blind with 120 after winning limit hold'em pot. I'm like, fuck it. Let's just get it in. 986. Have them both fold. That's not what happened. They both called. They both were drawing. One guy had a 10-8. He drew. And Scott had a wheel draw or whatever. They both missed. Whew. Back in action. I got a hand breakdown. No limit hold'em to share with you in the RV. All right, let's talk about a hand. This was a no limit hold'em hand. I know you like the no limit. You guys always ask for no limit, so this is a no limit hand. Kind of interesting, kind of a sexy one. So the blinds are 1 in 2,000 with a $3,000 big blind ante, and it's 5-handed. Okay, so Weinman raises to 4,500, a little more than a min raise from middle position or whatever. True Teller calls from the small blind, and I'm in the big blind. And, you know, it's a dangerous spot 3 ways. You know, you have to have a little bit better ranges. But my hand, I don't feel like doesn't interfere too much with Timofey's. I have the 5-6 offsuit with a club and a spade, which is going to matter a little bit. So I call. The flop comes 9 of clubs, 4 of clubs, deuce of diamonds. And True Teller leads at it for 6,000. That could be a bunch of different stuff. It could just be a 9. It could be some draws. It could be a bunch of stuff. I decided to call, try to snap that frickin' 3 right in the middle. Ba-bang. A little bit of a concern with Weinman behind, but he's not raising that flop very often. So I call. The turn is the deuce of hearts. Pairs the deuce. Now, Timofey checks. So I have 2 choices. I can check back, take the free card, or I can turn my hand into a bluff. Well, it is a bluff. Period. There's no turning it. It is. So he checks. I decide to go for it. I'm going for half pot. And when I'm betting this half pot, I'm doing so with the intention of following through. This isn't just a one-time, Kippy, let's see if I can win the pot with a little bet, and then done. No. It has a plan to follow through. So I bet 13-5 and he calls. Now the river card comes the ace of clubs. Okay, he checks, and obviously I have the worst part of my range, but I have a really good hand for this because I do have 1 club, so I block flush combos that he could have. I have the bottom of my range. Like if he's trying to construct my range that he beats, let's say he has a 9. There's not a whole lot. If I peeled with ace 5, I hit an ace. If I peeled with 3-5, you know, I made a straight. If I have a deuce, I have trips. I have like 2 clubs, any randoms, a whole bunch of value I'm representing. So the question is, what's the right bet size that can incorporate all that value to get him to fold the hand, right? Don't feel like we need to polarize our hand. If we polarize our hand, we're saying we have a full house or really good flush or nothing. So instead, we're going to go with a value bet looking stuff size. So there's like little 50 something in there. We bet 35,000, about 2/3 pot. He folds, and as he folds, he says, I had you on the turn. Now, when he says that, he either means he had a 9 and feels like I got there in the river, or somehow he hit the deuce and made a big fold, which I doubt. I don't think he's folding a deuce there, but who knows? Anyway, pot goes our way. Got to feel great about this start. Got to keep on moving, keep the focus. Yeah. All right, that's the last double level. We play 100-minute levels, which is an hour 40. And up till now, they've been double levels, so it's 3 hours and 20 minutes. We're sitting on 373,000. I'm having a fucking blast. It's just my favorite tournament of the year. I get the most excited. I'm the most emotional. Today we're calm because things are going well, you know, but the train can go this way and that way. I want to tell you about one amazing hand. I mean, for me, it's fucking genius. And I was very impressed with the thought process that went into it. It was a hand between Scott Seaver and Trucheller, Timofey. So this is the board on 5th Street. Scott has king, queen of spades and a 10 of clubs. I have queen, 9 of hearts and a jack. Timofey has a 6, a 10, and a jack all offsuit, okay? On 5th Street. If I told you somehow that Timofey won this on 5th Street, what do you think the odds of that ever happening are? Almost never. That's what happened. It was pretty fucking amazing what he did. So Scott was in a spot where he had a king of spades up and a dead board behind that he's gonna raise like almost every hand. So he could have 2 napkins in the hole, 2 anything. Now, what happened was Timofey, what he had 6s with a queen. So he blocks queens, he blocks 10, jack, and he puts me in the middle. So Scott checks his king, queen, 10, king, queen of spades, 10. Puts me in the middle with Scott behind and king, queen, 10. I had 2 7s in the hole, which is no connectivity to the board. If I had any connectivity, a straight draw of any kind, you know, I would have continued. But because it's just 7s and I have Scott behind me, I fold, and Scott had 2 napkins in the hole, he folds. So Timofey wins the pot with the 6s, and now you guys don't be saying, like, wow, like, it's just, I don't know, in a stud spot, that's like genius, because what he's trying to do is get the hand heads up. He looks like he could be rolled up on 6s, right? Or, you know, he could have hit jacks and 6s, 10s and 6s, who knows? Anyway, hats off, good play. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I had this hand where I completely outplayed Scott Seaver. Like, I flopped the nuts and he got it in with like a draw. He had backdoor flush draw. He had like a higher straight draw. Yeah. Oh wait, you also flopped the nuts. Oopsie, he did. We got it in on a 10-7-6 board, and I asked if he had any extras. And he had all of them. He had 8, 9, jack with diamonds. And I had just the 8, 9, 6 backdoor clubs. So he was, you know, we both have the nuts, and he didn't have that many chips, but he still had plenty. Turn was a 10 of diamonds, giving him the flush draw as well. I'm like, holy shit, how do I fade this? And luckily, the river chopped the pot. It was a 4. So we got 434,500. I did re-raise him just now in PLO with ace, king, queen, 6 with the king high suit on the button, and he fucking re-raised because he obviously had aces, and I'm telling you that's a fact. There's no realm of PLO in this mix where people are like 4-betting pot without the hand this deep. It's just a thing. So I folded, of course, and one more level till dinner break.
Phil, you're not? Phil.
This is the Phil Ivey swagger. That's how he walks when he's got a big stack of chips. Yeah, let's do a picture, and then I'll tell the people what happened. Cheers. Got it? Let's do this. Yeah, we look sexy. All right, you got it. So, you know, I was just like stealing the possible steal, you know, playing solid, waiting for the game to come to me, you know, and there was a pot to take. You know, I took it. So now we're gonna go on break. About an hour, chill out. Maybe I'll roll some dice. I'm just kidding. All right, we did good. We got 558,000 going to dinner break. Great, fantastic stack. Having a fucking blast in this tournament. Best tournament of the year. I mean, 100-minute levels, and some of them were like 3 hours and 20 minutes. Like, that gives you time. We grinded our asses off in 77K, and voila, persevere. We did. Nap time.
I come bearing gifts. Get your plain oatmeal.
Oh my God, I really like this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll take it.
Take it.
Is this the one you just pour the boiling water on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, last break of the evening. Got a couple. Well, one key hand. He asked me about a single draw hand. I'm going to tell you about a gangster one right now. That you'll read it up here somewhere. They'll put it up here. So I raised under the gun to 3, 4, 6, 9. Okay, to 12K. Yuri from the big line makes it 60K, and part of me feels like he might have sevens and deuces or something. I call the 60K. Right now, he pats. I draw a 1. I look at 4 across. He bets 30,000. I look at it. I look at it again. He bet 30. He's got 125 left. And then I just stick it in. And he folds. But you know what fucking Scott Seaver did? I'm glad I wasn't in the hand with him. At the end of the hand, he goes, I have a feeling about that hand. I have a feeling you looked back. You looked at the spot. You decide you were supposed to bet it. And then you looked back to see if it was there. Then you saw that it wasn't there and you said, fuck it. And he was exactly right. Like, exactly. He had it totally fixed. I'm glad he wasn't in the pot. But anyway, so there was that big hand we won. And just now, I got to really make sure that I'm not complacent, okay? I just missed an Omaha 8 bluff on the river, which is a mandatory bluff that I missed. Mandatory against Elliot Lesra. And I just checked back with some showdown value. But I had to bluff there and did not do that. So got to make sure I'm taking my time. Because all these pots matter. Like, the limit pots are huge. You know, we're playing 16,000, right? So that's a pretty big swing of like 60, 70K. Anyway, we got 650. Last break of the night. Yeah, finish strong. That's what we got to do. All right, quick snack. Some stuff, everything, whatever. I just shoveled everything in my mouth. One last level to go. Let me grab a water, just in case. I wanted to just go a little more in depth in the Yuri hand because Josh was there and we were chatting. So when he bets 30K in that spot, right? Into, you know, like after making 60, so it's a block bet with 125 left. I find it a tough sell that he would take that line with a nutted hand. Maybe he would, you know, maybe he's doing that, but I think more often than not, the block lead there is going to be like a good 10-8. I have block 2 of the 9s, right? So it's probably not a 9, right? So that leaves 10s or 8s or better. Would he do that with an 8 or better? Maybe if he thinks I'm going to pounce. I don't think so, though. I think he would either jam himself, go for bigger value, or check. But the block looked like he was trying to hold off having to call a big bet with a marginal hand like a 10-8, so I pounced all over that. That's the thing about blocking bets. When you make them, you better have some nutted hands in there, because if you don't, people start to pick you apart when you make those little block bets, and that's kind of what I did. And I could be wrong. He might be balanced there. I just didn't buy it in that spot, so we went for it. Pair of 9s wins. Yay! All right, we're done for the night. A little argument right here. It's pretty funny. So the thing about, Angry John Monet, he got his nickname for, here's the thing though. He's right. He's usually right. He's almost always right when he says stuff. What's up? He is. He's just right. So this thing, we're like, at the end of the night, they deal a high card and then you pass out the C cards for tomorrow in terms of where you're going to sit. And it's always been clockwise from wherever you drop it. Well, I don't know. This new guy just did it weird. He did it backwards. I'm sure it's fine, but John's like, he's like, what's the procedure? But he's right. What do you do? Anyway, that's enough about that. We ended with 655,000. Got to be happy with that, considering we started with 77, right? It's going to be a battle tomorrow. I don't know, 30 some odd players left. We're above average in chips. We'll be playing 12 and 24,000. I got to make sure that I continue to focus, really grind, and don't get sloppy in the late stages of the night. That's it, right? Missed another hand against Josh in a PLO pot. I missed the lead on the flop, did not lead, and then I got all cockamamie in the hand, and I just had to fold the turn. But I was supposed to lead the flop, and then maybe again on the turn. I don't know. Anyways, enough of that. This is a very poker heavy day because this is my favorite event, and that's what we're going to talk about. And back at it tomorrow, 2 p.m. See you, peeps.